Alright guys, so welcome back to a special video today. So I'm actually gonna go over enchanting. I finally got around to it and it's not that bad. So don't be put off like I was when I first saw it and I was just like, what on earth is this? So today I'm gonna go over how to get started with enchanting and kind of what the basics are. That's how far I've gotten, but it seems pretty straightforward apart from that. So we've got a rune stone here, if you're not sure what they look like. There she is, you know, with the little ball in the middle, I think is the actual rune. So you like kind of carve out, and we'll go ahead and get this one. There we go. So we've got an oko and a ta. And what you do, you take those and you're like, what is that? You know, what are we doing with this? Makes no sense. And I'm going to head to town now and I'll show you what we're going to do with these. So, oh no, going for a swim first, I guess. So I'm going to show you how to use these runes and what they all mean and what on earth you're supposed to do with this enchanting stuff, because it's not like really other games as such. Not quite the same kind of system. I'm sure if you played Skyrim before it would be quite similar. I haven't played it myself, but if you have played it before, then I would imagine that it's pretty much the same as it was in there, if there was enchanting, God knows. So we have gotten to the enchanting table. I'm just spazzing out here. We're getting to the enchanting table eventually. Jesus. Okay, so we've got a little book of instructions with looks like Cthulhu in there, and some gems and stuff, which is I guess the rune stones. And basically what we've got is a rune phrase. So what this means is you've got your first thing, which like tells you whether you add or subtract or multiply or divide. I'm joking. So it's like the command first, and then the second part is what you're commanding. So magicka, stamina, you know, physical stuff, magical stuff. It's like attack and defense and things like that, and that would have to do with the command as well. And health of course. So the second one is like what you're commanding, and then the third one is the quality of what you want to make. So it's actually really, really simple when you look at it that way. So I would say just go ahead and just start collecting every single rune in the book, in the world, because what you're gonna have to do is keep making these stones, keep breaking them down as well. So if you loot them from mobs and there's white plain enchantments, then you can actually deconstruct them here and get more mats out of them to create more stones. You can deconstruct your ones that you already made to make more stones. So what you want to do is sort of that thing to get it going, to start leveling it. But other than that, it's really, really simple. So I'll just start with a couple. Oh, I've got one that's not translated yet. So they'll all be question marks like this, and you'll just be like, don't know what I'm doing. So let's just pick this one, Recued. There we go. On it, undiscovered, don't know what it does. I've mostly discovered all the secondary ones, so all of these here. And what this is what you're doing to it, so what you're enhancing. So this is stamina regen, armor, disease, shield. So once you start going through them and discovering what they are, it'll actually translate them for you, so then you'll know exactly what you want to make. So for example, you want to do an armor magicka enchant, you probably just do find the add version of this and magicka. Then you want to select what quality type you want. So if you want it to be white, green, blue, purple, orange, it's pretty standard like that. So let's go with this Recued one. I don't know what it is. Do I have anything that I'm not discovered yet? No, it looks like I've done all of these, so spoiler alert, guys. I'm joking. Game's been out for like 4 years. I'm pretty sure I can spoil it for you now. So let's go with spell harm. See what happens here. A Macdary. Alright, and then Ta is the base, so you can see it's going to be white. It's just going to be normal, standard white, like you usually loot from normal mobs. And the rest of this stuff doesn't affect anything. It does actually affect the level though. These affect the level. So this is the command and the level, and this is the enhancement you want to do. And then this is the quality of that enhancement. So it's kind of like the first one is the dual thing. So as you can see, some of them are red because I haven't gotten that far into enchanting yet. And that, yeah, and that's gonna be the level of my stuff that I make. This is just literally the thing you're enchanting, and then the quality. So I can make a blue one if I wanted to, I can make a green one if I wanted to. I think maybe if you use like the green and the blue, you might get slightly more experience, but I don't actually know that because I haven't tried it yet. So you might want to look at an actual guide for that. I'm joking, this is an actual guide, so let's try it out. I've got 2 stones that I can use, so we'll do one with white and then let's try one with blue so we can see the bigger jump here in the level. So this is, I'm on 15,000 out of 34,000. White tar. Let's see what happens. We're gonna craft it. And then you've got some weird like sayings going on here. Right, so weaken is the translate. Average glyph of decrease spell harm. So it looks like it's reducing spell damage. So from that, I got about 5,000 experience in enchanting because I also discovered one. But this is okay because we're going to discover another one as well. And that one's gone because I don't have any more, but I think it was something like, something weird. Something weird. Alright, we'll use the same stuff again. So we're discovering a new one, and then instead I'm going to use a blue quality to see. This is going to be a low level one because I haven't leveled this very far, but let's see. So learning a new one, spell harm, and a blue gen thing, so let's craft that. Okay, so that one's diminish, and I've done a superior, so moderate glyph of decrease spell harm. I think it's the same thing. I think I just crafted the same thing from both versions, and I got a massive chunk of experience from that. So that was actually like over 10,000. I know, guys, over 9,000 level. We've reached it. So that was over 10,000 experience. That was quite a huge chunk there. So yeah, it looks like if you craft the higher quality stuff, you do get more experience from it. So if you can spare a few of those, probably like green. Oh, hit the mic. Probably like green or blue or whatever. Use up your white ones as well if you've got loads of them. Then you'll have a good time with the leveling. And yep, it looks like we made the same exact glyph, even though we used 2 different types. So I can't see it now because it's not discovered anymore. But it looks like we made the same thing from 2 different starting glyphs. You can see that they're at different levels. So this one's 35. That's the one we got 5,000 experience for, and it's white. And this one's level 30, which I did blue and got 10,000 experience for over that. So you can see that you'll level a lot quicker if you do the blue stuff. But obviously it just means that you can't make as many blue glyphs later on if you keep using up all your blue materials. So it really depends on the balance you want to keep there. I would say green's probably fine to use. Obviously if you're going to strive for purple straight away, or orange even, then it's probably fine to use blue as well. Just depends if you want to use it for leveling or something. I guess you might as well enchant your gear with some blue glyphs if you're going to make them anyway. But I'll just show you how to deconstruct. So extraction, this is called instead. So we'll go with the average glyph of decreased spell harm. It's 208 spell resistance on your jewelry. So these probably have something to do with what you're enchanting as well, because this one is also jewelry. I don't actually know. So we've made a jewelry one. It'll, when you start discovering all of them, it'll actually tell you what you're going to make beforehand. So once you already know the translation of these, it'll tell you exactly what you're going to make. It's not going to be like something random. It'll show up in this, like in the box in the middle of the screen here. And let's go ahead with extracting this one and see what happens. We got a tar and a recude. So I actually got another, the square one that we can use. And then this one, extract that. Oh, got my little blue thing back and a macdairy back. So we've got some materials back, so let's see. Weaken, we know that one already, and it'll tell me here. So average glyph of decreased spell harm, again, same thing. Or we want to do, say, stamina. Absorbing stamina, so now it's a weapon glyph instead. So actually these ones change it then. Yeah. It'll probably change based on this one and this one together. It just depends on what combination you use. Let's do regen. Jewelry again, reduce cost of stamina abilities. Jewelry again. So it's going to switch, it looks like this one's going to switch between weapon and jewelry glyphs, depending on which one of these you pick. So let's go with fire. Jewelry resistance, okay. Physical harm, jewelry resistance again. Reduce the cooldown of an item's level by 3 seconds. So like all sorts of random stuff going on. Health regen. Deals damage. Daedric yeah, okay. So health regen. Weaken health regen. Deals 359 Daedric damage. So apparently Daedra weaken your health regen abilities. and that's how they damage you. So there we go, a weapon. And this one's life drain, so magicka damage and restoring health. So this one looks like it's a weapon and jewelry enchant depending on which one of these you pick. So you'll find all sorts of different ones here to use, I think, is my expert opinion here. Because I'm not seeing any armor enchants. No, they're all jewelry or a weapon. So in that case, this decides what pieces you're going to enchant, and this decides what pieces you're going to enchant. But once you basically translate them all, then you should see exactly what you're making and not have any trouble with it. So just start doing it and see where it goes. It's not actually that difficult once you start doing it. So I'm quite happy I figured this out finally, and I can share it with someone that's wondering about it as well. So I'm going to make a green, whatever that is, crushing. That'll be good. So let's go with that. Craft that weapon crush. Excellent. Okay, so that one only increased my experience by like 3,000. So I'm thinking that discovering a new glyph plus using a high level one of these is the best way to level. It gives the most experience. It gave me 10,000. It was double the previous one that I was discovering in white. And it was triple, almost triple this one, which I wasn't discovering anything, but I made it green. So it's definitely best if you're going to try to level this as fast as possible to use things that you haven't discovered yet. Obviously that's a limited time offer only there, because you're going to discover everything eventually. So if you can, use the higher level stones when you're discovering stuff to give yourself a really good boost in experience. And that's pretty much a painful crafting guide, apparently. My character wasn't quite pleased with that. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope I helped someone somewhere in the world to learn how to do crafting in Elder Scrolls Online. Please hit that like button if you found it useful. Obviously subscribe if you want to see more stuff. I'm happy to keep making guides, and also happy to just do gameplay videos. I love them. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you have an awesome day, and we'll see you again next time. So take care of yourselves. Goodbye.